You shed 30 to 40,000 skin cells every minute, but dead skin still builds up without regular exfoliation. We can help. We're Diamond Tome, the exfoliation experts. Our professional diamond tip face and body wands treat the entire body, head to toe. From rejuvenating facials to luxurious body treatments, give your clients smooth, touchable skin year-round. And since no exfoliating treatment is complete without sun protection, we're giving away a DT Protect SPF 30 to the first 10 people who call us at 866-325-8247. Experience the Diamond Tome difference and learn more at diamondtome.com. Do you see yourself as the rebel who challenges the status quo on skin health? Learn how to be a critical thinker, discover innovative solutions to skin conditions, and facilitate individualized healing on a deeper level with Truth Treatment Systems. Truth Treatment Systems provides you the products and tools to unveil the truth behind skin conditions. Sign up for a wholesale account today at truthtreatmentspro.com and receive 10% off your first order. That's truthtreatmentspro.com.
Hello and welcome to ASCP's Esty Talk. I'm your co-host, Maggie Staszcuk, and ASCP's Education Program Manager.
And I'm Cressman, licensed esthetician, certified organic formulator, ingredient junkie, and content contributor for Associated Skincare Professionals.
So, Ella, I think it's fair to say the quality of your Backbar is fundamental to your business and can make or break you. Do you think that's extreme?
Not extreme. I think that's facts.
That's facts. Yeah. Okay.
Facts.
Yeah. So, I mean, you may be the most amazing, best esthetician in the world, but if your products don't perform and meet the demands of your clients, they're not coming back.
Facts.
Right? Yeah, facts. So you have your own business with Backbar, obviously. What are the things that you considered when you were selecting your Backbar?
I messed up.
I
did it wrong in the beginning. I did it so wrong. I went into booth renting immediately. And I picked a line that supported the retail that the salon held. So the salon held, like, part of the agreement was they sold the retail. So the owner, I didn't know anything, and the owner of the salon was like, I'd love it if you would do this company. The rep's really good. I'll give you their number. But that would help so you could sell this retail. I'm like, great. So I did an opening order, and that was the last time I saw my rep for like 9 or 10 months. I just followed the protocol names that came with it. So Colorado in January had a tropical facial, an acne relief facial. I didn't know what any of it did. I was just following the recipes, if you will. Not really understand, no product knowledge, nothing. I just had cleansers. I knew what a cleanser did. I knew what the toners did. I knew what the masks did from school.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I think that's what estheticians, or I should say, that's what students who are becoming estheticians are probably often doing. They are opening and establishing their business based on what they know from school. So they worked with 1 or 2 particular lines and then go and open their business. Maybe it's booth rent or who knows. And they are establishing their business with the line they learned in school.
100%, which is why as a product rep, I would go to schools and ask to teach my line to students and get them excited and get them roped in. And maybe they weren't using it. I mean, the goal was to get the school to use it for that exact same reason, or for me to maintain a relationship that they'd want to come to me afterwards.
Yeah. Well, smart girl.
It worked. It worked really well. But yeah, catching them then. And that's when I was out in the field as a sales rep, or even now, like just with my presence on social media, I will get that question a lot. And when I see a lot of posts, like, let me rewind. When a brand new person was starting out, they're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to pick. One of my first questions is, what is your skincare philosophy? Because the line I'm representing might not be for you.
Yeah.
And with that said, another thing that really gets me is when I see people post, what's a budget-friendly line? Looking for budget-friendly.
Yeah.
Because to me, that says boring.
True. And also, I think it says you haven't planned. So you're saying, like, what is your philosophy being number one? And with that, I think most important is what is your brand, not skincare brand. Who are you? Who's your business? What is your brand? And what is your mission? And you should be finding a line. And I get budget, but find a line that's fitting your philosophy, your brand, your mission. And if you are planning for this business, you are also going out, getting a loan, establishing your plan. You don't have to buy the entire line, ease into it.
Mm-hmm. Because you can prioritize. And that's the thing. You don't always, what I did is I spent all the money on this entire Backbar. So I had everything. I didn't know how to use it. Because what I didn't ask the question was, what is the support that I'm going to receive? Whether, again, like I said, my rep was gone. She was gone for, I never heard from her. She never checked on me. So when I became a rep, because I get it, you're not making any more money off of me yet, but also it should be a long-term relationship. The relationship equates to the success of the person, and the success of the person translates to, the sales rep. So that was my approach I hated being a sales rep because I sucked at sales, but I was great at this long-term relationship stuff. So that's what sustained me. But I had this entire Backbar, and I had some of the products for 4 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And especially when shelf life I didn't even know about shelf life. I learned, these are all the things I've learned, but shelf life was 2 years unopened. But of course, I opened everything the first day it came in. So another mistake I used.
Oh, you got to smell it?
Yes.
What is this?
How does it feel? So I was way past that. I threw some away. But when I went to replace it, so I went, after that experience, I went to someone I had connected with in school, and she was a rep for a product line, and I brought in that line, and I brought it in incrementally. I think I spent maybe $1,000 to bring in X amount of stuff, and then I would just slowly add to that. That was plenty. That's what you need. I see some people now trying to start a Backbar with $250. And can it be done? It could. Yeah, like maybe start dermaplaning. Maybe there's other modalities that you can do to start until you get into it. But I think, like you said, there's some planning that has to happen where you spend a little bit.
Yeah, totally. I think that this is my impression, and maybe it's wrong, but I think if we're comparing the lines or the manufacturers that we have today, compared to, say, even when I went to aesthetics school, which was almost 20 years ago, the support you get from manufacturers now is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Education, support all the way through, helping you even set up your retail shelves. And I think what I was seeing when I was in aesthetics school was, one, you had to have an opening order. And it was definitely more than $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you're going to buy this, and you never see them again.
They're gone.
Yeah. And so I'm curious, like, what is this shift in the industry that now you have like this hand holding all the way through?
You know what my opinion is?
Yeah.
We've shifted away from large spas. There's a couple of things that have happened. We went from large spas for this relaxing experience versus med spas to this blurred lines. And then what else happened is we have a lot more solopreneurs, or boutique style studios, I would call them, not a spa. And so with those boutique 1 or 2 people, those large opening orders were not sustainable. And these boutique skincares, or these skincare lines that catered to that style, were becoming more and more popular. And then those boutique practitioners are really active on social media. So it's just like this circle of things. That's my guess.
That is so spot on. I think you're right. And that's so interesting too, because that's even more reason for this solopreneur to plan, know their demographic, and like you were saying before, ease into it. You don't have to buy the entire line to support your client.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back.
DMK is the world leader in paramedical skin revision education, with certification programs designed to give licensed professionals a thorough understanding of the skin and an in-depth study of the DMK concept of remove, rebuild, protect, maintain. Created by the botanical visionary Danae Montague King, DMK offers skin revision training and education for all ages, skin conditions, and ethnicities in more than 35 countries, harnessing the body's innate healing mechanisms to change the health of the skin. Learn more at DanaeMking.com. That's DANNEMKING.com. Elibana, Australian-born, globally loved. Elibana's story is simple. They love lashes and brows. They shoot for the stars and lift lashes to new heights. Their addiction is real, their passion is popping, and there is nothing more they crave than offering excellence, service, and innovation in products. Elibana Lash Lift allows you to offer your customers luscious, lifted lashes that can last up to 12 weeks in one safe 20-minute treatment. Learn more at elibana-usa.com.
Okay, here we go. Let's get back to the podcast. This is a great example. You know, with chemical peels that you should be progressive. You shouldn't be aggressive because there's a lot of opportunity for problems. You want to really point that out. So with the progressive opportunities for peels, the first couple of months, you're going to be doing the first, the more progressive part of that, the introduction part. So get those. And then as you do more treatments, start buying the more progressive as the progression goes, or figure out ways to creatively mix your Backbar for different things. So there's some companies that will encourage one product and how to mix it different ways with different things for a lot of customization opportunities. Like, I think those are great options for solopreneurs because now you're becoming multi-purpose with your products or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Totally.
So I think those are great ideas and things to consider too.
Yeah, I think people get hung up too on what's trending and meeting the demands of their clients. So they may be opening the doors tomorrow, let's say, and you're telling these people listening they should be progressive, not aggressive. But how do you meet the needs of that client that says, I've been doing chemical peels for 10 years and I'm not going to start out with the lactic. I want the TCA.
Ooh, you know what I'm going to say? That is so nice. So who's going to do it for you? Because it's not me. That's another thing to remember, that you're in charge. That it goes back to what you said. What's your brand and what's your mission? Are you going to let the client navigate you? Because there's so many other considerations in there. What's this client's lifestyle like? What kind of lactic was it? What was the pH? What is their home care like? Because we talked about it before, Nordstrom was selling a 75% glycolic. But what does that really mean? So no, if you walk through my door, you're at step 1. And that's just how it is. So, and I'm not being mean, I'm just being responsible.
100%. I think that you have these estheticians, we've talked about it before, that they are yes people. They're afraid to set the boundary, afraid to say no. And you said it beautifully, that you're in charge. You are establishing care, and that means starting at base 1.
It's responsible, and it's the best way to have a long-term relationship with your client, because that's what's important. So I took that same philosophy because I built my business. I've built it a few times. There has been an increase and a crash. I think 3 times if I had to really narrow it down. So each time it has sustained because of these relationships that I have built. And so I carry that same philosophy over. So someone who's going to come to me and say, I want a lactic acid, to be quite frank with you, I'm evaluating, am I going to have a long-term relationship with this person or not? And it's because I've had those relationships in the past and they have not been long-term, that I can confidently decline that person as a client.
Yeah. So what is your thought on having multiple lines within your business?
I think it's fine. I think it's great. I think as long as there's no confusion. So I wouldn't put 2 like product lines together. I would find the holes and fill them. I think everyone has a favorite or a foundational one, or perhaps a budget-friendly one, whatever it is. But find the holes in whatever your foundational line is, and fill them with something else, so that you're comprehensive. That comprehensive approach aligns with your brand and your mission. For me, I'm corrective. So I want to make sure that the lines I carry are going to support that in the treatment room, but also in the home care. Other lines are, let's say, your permanent makeup. And so you want to support you want to make sure you have the right cleansers to give to your clients, or aftercare to give to your clients, because you're doing permanent makeup and you're doing facials or chemical peels that there might be a crossover.
Yeah. So I know we're talking about building Backbar, but with that comes retail and sending your client home with the proper home care. And I know that's a huge expense for people too that are building their business. So what do you say to that person who, like the girl who's on social media saying, I need help finding like the budget-friendly line? It's really hard when you're starting your business to fork out the money to fill your retail shelves.
What I would say to that is have some staples. So cleansers, moisturizers, SPFs. Start with the par that you're comfortable with. So par 3 is really good. Have 3 cleansers, maybe 2 different types, so 6 cleansers total, 2 different formulas of SPF, 3 each, so 6 total. That's not too far out there. With half of the profits that you make, let's say you sell $100 worth. You take $25 and you roll it over to a new product fund. Or I would take the full profit amount, whatever that profit margin is. And then you keep making it. Next time you're going to add some serums. And then the next time you're going to go par 4 or par 6, depending on what you need. And that could be a snowball effect into growing to a full line on your shelves. But if you don't have it, it's really hard to sell it. It's not, there's a lot of different options. Some companies do drop ship, some have affiliate programs. There's a lot of different options. And if they make sense for you, that's fantastic. I will tell you, you will make the most profit having them on your shelves.
Yeah. I was going to ask about the dropship because I know there's a lot of companies that are starting to do that, and estheticians who are considering this option of, I don't need a quote unquote retail shelf. I will do special order for every client that comes in the door.
And I can see that as an esthetician who is worried about that upfront investment. I could see that. Here's what I want to challenge though, that thought. I want to challenge that at that point, the shipment is coming from the supplier with the supplier's flyers. And so now that supplier is beginning a relationship with your client. And so what's going to stop them from ordering right from the supplier? Nothing.
Yeah, true. I think there's something to be said too about, for me personally, as a consumer, seeing the product on the shelf, having that connection with the product, if you will, being able to pick it up, touch it, look at it, smell it, whatever. And then also to your point, I want to have a conversation with my esthetician as she's handing me this product and explaining it to me or educating me. And I know not every consumer shops that way, but if I go see my esthetician and she says, and now I'll order it for you. No, thank you. I want that immediate satisfaction of walking out the door with what I just purchased.
Yes, 100. That's the other thing. You're capitalizing on the moment, because otherwise you're going to get a call. I got this in the mail 5 to 6 days, whatever the shipping is, because it's anywhere between 2 and 20 at this point. And I forgot, how do I use this? Or where do I use this? Versus, like you said, the experience of opening them up, showing them how the pump bottle works, writing, I sometimes will write on the bottom, second step, whatever it takes to have that, so I don't know. I get it. I understand it. I just think that there's better ways. And so I really encourage you just to have it on your shelf.
Now, listeners, we want to hear from you. Are you a solo business owner? What Backbar lines are you carrying? Share with us on social media through Instagram, Facebook, or by emailing getconnected@ascpskincare.com. Thank you for listening to ASCP Esty Talk. And as always, for more information on this episode, or for ways to connect with Ella and myself, or to learn more about ASCP, check out the show notes.